If you want to see your name at the beginning of all of our videos, as well as see exclusive content here on the homestead, please feel free to join our Patreon. Memberships start off at just $1 a month. And as always, thank you for your support.
Hey y'all, it's Maddie from the Itty Bitty Homestead Committee. I have been having the worst trouble with our internet recently, so today I normally have like a TikTok recap, and it's kind of that, but not. This morning I was talking about how much it costs to feed horses, and I figured that would be a really interesting video to make. So I figured I would share it here, and y'all could get a good look at it. So let's hop into it. How much does it cost to keep a horse? An arm and a leg and too much. So I cracked some numbers, and I can kind of give you an idea just to like basic care. We're not getting into anything advanced, just like the basics. So let's get into this. Starting off with hay, and this is just for Dallas because Gummy is our lease horse. He boards up here, so I'm just counting for what Dallas is. Keep in mind, Dallas is a pony. I told my farrier, I'm like, yeah, she's definitely 14 hands, and my farrier dead looked me in the face, shook her head, and goes, stop lying to yourself, that horse is like 12 hands. I said, let's split it down the middle and call her 13 since you want to ruin my hopes and dreams of saying Dallas isn't actually a horse. She is right, though. Dallas is a pony, has always been a pony, but I'm going to continue to lie to myself. And ignore the vet's paperwork, because I don't ride a pony, especially a little red mare pony. Ridiculous. All right, starting off with hay. Dallas goes through about half of a huge, we get a 3x3. It's about 1,000 pounds of hay or so, give or take like 200 pounds, depending on how thick they pack it. Her and Gummy go through like one of those a month. And we get about 12 of those a year, so that's expensive, and I forgot to do the math right there, but you can cringe a little on that if you want. I did the whole thing. Like, I added everything together, but I forgot to do the hay. Oops. Next, hoof care. When it comes down to hoof care, the guys get done about every 7 weeks or so. It's $60 a horse to just do a barefoot trim. I'm not looking forward to my horse that's coming up here soon. He requires shoes. It's probably going to be about $100 a head every 7 weeks. God, I love these horses. I just love these horses. I know I do. But hoof care for barefoot is about $420 a year. You got to get the horses wormed twice a year. Our tubes are around $10 to $20. I just rounded up to $20, so that's $40 a year just for wormer. And technically, if you wanted to stop there, I guess you could stop there. We're not talking about vet bills quite yet. That'll be towards the end. But if you were just looking at having the prettiest little yard pet, you could technically stop there for a lot of like really easy keepers. However, nothing is easy around here. We don't have easy keepers, so we also have grain. Dallas goes through a good bit of grain. We do about a bag a month for her. Technically, she doesn't need grain, but Gummy needs grain, so I got her a little something. She gets about a cup a day or so, sometimes a little extra if the kids want to help feed, and that is because I personify her, and I feel like she would be very jealous if Gummy got grain and she did not. Sometimes I do that. I'm not cold and heartless. But you're looking at our grain bills around $216 a year. Then we also do other supplements, like I do electrolytes, especially in the summer. I like giving them in the winter just to make sure my babies are drinking and getting all of the nutrients that they need, because the weather up here is weird and dry and they don't like drinking water, which is annoying because you would think everything would like drinking water. So our electrolytes, we get a big tub of them. It's about $10 a tub. I get about 6 a year. That's $60 a year. We also get beet pulp. Beet pulp is one of my favorites, especially in the winter. I hydrate it, I feed it. It does really well when we get down into the negatives. That rounds up to about $108 a year. Because we get super cold, and sometimes in the winter they just need that little extra boost. And then our fat supplement, because I really like that fat supplement. It keeps their coats really nice. It just adds a little bit of extra edge. And I'm weaning Dallas off of it now to see how she does. That's how I got her back up on weight, because when I got her, she was a skin and bones little thing, if you were here from my original YouTube. So she's still on the fat balls. Now with that, I don't go through as many bags. I only go through about 6 a year because she's only getting like a little tablespoon in her feed, just because, like I said, I like the way it makes her coat look and how it just finishes her off real nice, and that's $90 a year. So just in basic food and hoof care, we are up to $2,434, which isn't bad considering if you board a horse. A lot of facilities will board anywhere from $400 up to $1,200 a month, so it's not bad. But I didn't add my honorable mentions, like vet care. To get a vet up here in an emergency, it is $100 just to get them out here, if you can get them out there, because sometimes my horses like to colic in snowstorms. Yes, they do. If it's just a regular visit, normally my regular well visits cost me around $200. That comes out about twice a year, does a little blood test, gives any vaccinations they need to give, make sure they're all up to date on everything, on like Coggins. I need to check to see what a Coggins test is, because I like trail riding, I like trailering out, I like showing, so everything needs to be up to date. And sometimes with a vet bill, we need to do things like the teeth filing, or Gummy just had to have a cancer scare, and we had to do blood work and deal with that. Thankfully, it wasn't my horse this time that decided to have the scare, but still, I saw the bill and it hurt a little bit. Also, speaking of vet care, Dallas likes to get thrush every year. It's not bad thrush, and it's always in her front left hoof. I feel like she likes to stand in the water and just that hoof during our spring storms. So normally I need to get a thrush buster, and then I have to care for that, and then me and the farrier are constantly just shaking our heads at each other because it's always in the same spot, in the same hoof, same time each year. So there's the thrush buster. I gotta see how much that costs me. Plus the first aid kit. I go through so much money on a first aid kit because not everything deserves a vet bill. It's just, they're clumsy animals. They're walking vet bills. I've gone through 5 halters this year. Dallas knows how to slip a halter like you wouldn't believe. She also likes pulling them off the fence line and playing with them. But I like having the halters on the fence in case there's an emergency. The neighbors know where the halters are. So I have field halters. The fancy halters stay in the barn. And then Gummy knows how to pop the tops off of the halters because they are breakaway halters. So I go through those leather strips. It's fun. You can buy them in bulk. Did you know that? We've gone through a couple fly masks this year. My good blanket, my nearly $200 blanket that I got Miss Dallas for when it's -50 outside. They somehow got it up and over her. And I caught them in the field tearing it apart, like they were pulling on the strings of it. And then the place that was going to fix it lost it. So I gotta get 2 new blankets this year. I gotta get a new heavyweight for Dallas. And then when Moose gets up here, my Mr. Abner Jr., he also needs a blanket because he's a thoroughbred. So he needs one with a neck. Yay! So hopefully that gave you an idea. We haven't even gotten into equipment yet. We haven't even gotten into saddles, bridles, and all of that. But, in my opinion, it's worth it. It is worth every single penny. But also, I use my horse a good bit. We go riding. Right now, it's not as much as I would like because it's been too wet with all the rain. But normally on a normal summer, I'm riding her 3 to 4 times a week. So, I enjoy it. It's like my exercise and relaxation time. It's nice. So yeah, that's just kind of the basic scratch of how much it costs us to keep a horse up here a year, not getting into the equipment and everything else. And like I said, I didn't have a long form video going up this week because Monday's video was a flop with the internet. I'm trying to get it back up and we'll see how it does. I had a couple of files corrupt, but we're moving, we're going. I have some exciting things going on the Patreon soon, so that's exciting. If you're there, you know. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.